What's up, everybody? I'm in Twitter Spaces, so that's why you hear something in the background. So I'm going to switch between talking and hearing in Spaces. Market's about to open. I'm looking to take some profits on my AMC calls I just swung. Waiting for the calls to open up. Just got filled. Sold some of my AMC calls. They're up 150%. Just sold some more of the AMC calls. They're up almost 200% now. Those AMC calls open up 200% for me.
Oh,
Love it. Just took some profits.
Opened bull zone, I believe, and hedge pressure was 447.50. That on line.
I've taken a decent amount of profits on my AMC calls. They're currently sitting at 160%. I've sold the majority of the position, but I'm still holding some. I'm already up $2,000 on the day just from this AMC call position. Like I said in chat yesterday, I was swinging it. So great start to the day after kind of a rougher day yesterday. And that's how it goes. Like, you know, you can have a rough day like I did yesterday. It wasn't even that bad. I just stopped out of one trade, held the AMC, and now it's pretty solid. What is it, Thursday morning? So feeling a little bit better too. So you guys know I was sick, and I guess this is curing me up a little bit. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep watching AMC for a few more minutes just to see what it does, and I'll take a look at the overall market and stuff.
Like November 7th, all adding.
Also, please remember I'm in spaces. You might be hearing some things. Some of it might not be me speaking, so make sure you're listening in for my voice.
Annual chasing stops 30%.
Just so it's clear, so I know some of you are like less familiar with my voice. If you're newer in the group, I'm gonna say it's champ here. I'm doing this in case you hear other people saying that they're doing whatever, they're trading whatever. Before I take any trades, I'm gonna be like, all right, guys, it's champ here. That's my voice. This is what I'm doing. Right now, I haven't taken any new positions. Just watching this AMC. Yeah. All my money in AMC right now is profits though. So my whole entire cost of the position is already out. Whatever I have left in is just pure profit. Let's take a quick look at the market. Hopefully AMC holds up. While I do that, got this pretty decent gap up. This was the big resistance, 448.5. You gapped above that. It looks like you just went to back test it, potentially flip it into a support, which would be huge. AMC starting to sell off a bit here. So yeah, this is a very key level to watch on SPY. I'll draw it out right over here on the 15. There you go, that's a big level here. Let's just keep an eye on this for a second. But yeah, that inverse head and shoulders played out beautifully on AMC. Of course, we got the news that they're company was done selling shares. And that's helped out quite a bit. I got a Wendy's cold brew or whatever. I do not recommend it. It's pretty gross. See what other alerts went off on my trading view. Nothing short term. Currently up 150% on my AMC calls. SPY starting to get a little bit of a bounce here. Flipping that resistance into a support. I want to keep watching this though. I want to make sure it can keep holding it. Qs actually are currently rejected resistance. They're under resistance right now. It's literally at the same level it was yesterday. So I'm not sure if SPY will be able to hold this. The Qs are certainly rejecting it for right now. So far, the S&P is still in the zone. Colby Jack in the chat says, watching this 4490 SPX, I'm doing the same exact thing. Big level here. Swings are doing pretty well. Coins up 3%. I'm so sick. TCL's up 4%. Mara's up 4%. S&P is starting to get above this resistance again. He was trying to get back above this level. SPY's holding it. We're still just testing big levels. I don't think anything is confirmed yet. Because you're still in resistance on the S&P. You see where the next level, you've got this gap fill at 44.96, 44.95. So let me mark that on the 5-minute chart. The next two levels for the S&P. Qs are still holding and the S&P is still in the zone. I'm looking to get filled on S&P calls. I just got filled on S&P calls. Small position size. All right, guys, this is Champ. I just got filled on S&P calls. Small position size. I'm looking for it to break out of this resistance right here. This is going to be a small position size and tight stop loss. Again, I'm already up quite a bit on the day on AMC. I'm not looking to risk that much. If we break under this low we made on the first 5-minute candle, I'm out. I'm literally setting an alert there. If we break under 44.85, I'm going to stop out of this trade. Tight stop, small position, and SPX calls. Just in case we get this breakout move above resistance, I want to be ready for it. I just got into SPX calls, small position though.
There goes UPS. Get ready for the gap.
No. Yeah.
Is up on us.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god, man. Meta. I'm up 58.
I'm up. I'm only
AMC not getting that much action since the open. That's why I took a majority profits at the open.
Yeah.
We will see.
Oh yeah.
Get some alerts set on that.
I just bought another 10. Guys, here's some more exit.
banana daddy, banana daddy, banana daddy.
Oh, that's the cat bill.
Go to
The daily gap just got filled.
the daily gap. Big. Watch this.
Oh. Eve hours.
I still got it, baby. Got it. Got it.
165. That would actually be.
Retesting these lows.
A lot of hot air. Hey, right now.
Yeah, the Qs still haven't gotten above that resistance. Going to be a very tough level for the Qs. Getting a bounce off the same level again on the SPX. Testing lows again. Getting a retest here. Ten seconds till the 5-minute candle closes. Getting a bounce towards the end of the candle.
Got it. 40.
Still holding this zone on the SPX, but we're not above it yet, so not out of the woods by any means.
No.
Pretty much flat on my SPX calls right now.
Can I? That works.
Haven't broken to either side so far.
After and the conference
Qs are still dropping lower.
very strong. And
Just had a pretty big wick down, but now it's trying to bounce back up.
You just grab phrase what routine, but so might not know. I would say It's just
The third one. I mean, what's the
I have no idea.
Yeah, Q is just really underperforming here. SPX is still holding the zone.
Wow, I paper handed the fuck out of the chart setup. I'll post. I see messages and people going, oh my god. Wow, 1.6.
Yes, she is.
My god. Oh. Yeah, not. Apple.
That one is much better.
Oh my
Ticker C, Citigroup, 4350 calls.
That was a good
Q's got almost to that gap fill on the lows of that candle.
downside.
Buy new low.
Testing my stop.
Wow.
Still in the position.
No, these I traded the contracts on.
Not a lot of selling volume on this dip. Still in it. Want to wait to see how this candle closes. It's a pretty small size, so I'm comfortable with like being a little bit looser on the stop.
Amazon, I'm adding to my 160. When? I agree. And all stacks. That's spike in it. Fixes around that.
I don't know, I feel like the Qs could bounce at this gap fill, which is the interesting thing. Definitely down on the SPX calls. I want to see if the Qs can bounce off this gap fill. Pretty much just filled.
Today's I want to get more.
Elon Musk.
Still, my calls on the SPX down a decent amount percent-wise, but it's a very small position. Yeah, I sold almost all my calls at the open. Yeah, I could backtest
You sold
that.
those, huh, champ?
Yeah, I saw like probably 80% of my calls at the open. I mean, that's the move I wanted. I got it. Don't have to get too greedy, you know.
Exactly. You know, Dimension plans to vote against Travis.
Tesla 270 put today.
148.20. That breaks.
No.
Still above some important levels on the SPY.
Trying to.
Google GOOGL 136 put.
If the Qs can hold this gap fill, I wouldn't be surprised if we get like a quick bounce. I think it really comes down to this level. It's not that hard of a move to go back up. 0.15% for the S&P to go back up to where it was when I got into calls. So I kind of threw the original stop away, but trying to look at this as like a larger move potentially. Which I only can do when I have small positions like this. If it was a full size, I would have had to have stopped out. That's kind of why I was thinking like, might as well just do a smaller size. Just gapped up quite a bit. Let it move around a little bit more. See how it starts to develop. Getting a nice wick on this bottom candle here at this 448 support on the SPY. This is exactly what I was thinking. Like if we can get to this gap level on the Qs, you can start to get a quick bounce, and then we can see what happens after. Because this could just be looked at as like a simple bull flag to start the day after the gap up. I'm really not down that much on the SPX calls at all. No bounces yet since the open for AMC. Testing VWAP on the S&P. See if we can break above this VWAP. Breaking out that little flag on the SPY. This is exactly what I was looking for. QQQ fills the gap, and then we get a quick bounce back up on the markets, and that's exactly what's happening. I'm almost back to flat on my SPX calls after they were down like 40%. Didn't have to add, just waited. Still a small position. Didn't cost average it, you know, it's just a small trade. Looks like you got a little bit of a gap up on that 5-minute candle. Look at that. From one tick to the next, you gapped up a little bit. Intraday, wow. Flat on my SPX calls again. We're back above this resistance level. Let's see if we can like break the resistance, get a nice move, get out of this. Because this is what happened yesterday. You were testing, like if we look at this triangle over here, we were testing it, and you just really weren't getting above it and holding it. So we'll see if we can actually hold above that level. That's why it's been a little bit tougher to trade the S&P yesterday and today, because like you're just not holding above resistances when you break them. Once you get that flip, that's when we can see a more continuous uptrend. Like usually when we break above resistance, I'm like, all right, it's time to go. Now I'm just like, I don't know if it's time to go yet. See, falling right back into it.
Stanley, Sandro, Max.
Brutal on the 5-minute here. AMC's not really done anything since the open. Wondering if it starts to pick up some volume.
Much goo downside.
Looks like Q got up to the VWAP and then rejected it. Testing 448 again on SPY. Bouncing off 448. It's starting to develop a range between 448 and like 449 on SPY right now. I think somebody in the spaces earlier mentioned that this looks like an inverse head and shoulders. It certainly does. The larger picture here, in my opinion, is bullish. You know, we're getting some weird price action going up and down with these. We have like some big resistances here on the indices, but like the structure of this looks pretty bullish to me. Like, think about it. Let's zoom out a little bit. Take a look. We've been in this range. We're now trying to break out of this range, and we're flagging back into it. Potentially flip the top of the range into a support, right? It might be a little bit scarier when you're just like focusing on what's happened simply since the open. When you really zoom out, look at the larger picture. Like, if we can somewhat continue to hold these levels, looks like a bullish structure to me. And being down 30% on a small S&P position is really recoverable. New highs and I'll be in profit, and new highs are not that far away from the current price. I'm gonna go off to make like an actual coffee. This Wendy's coffee did absolutely nothing. Just felt like I was drinking sugar. AMC bouncing a little bit here. Got like an inverse hammer candle on the SPY.
Yeah.
Under 448, testing this demand line. Trying to reclaim 448. Just bouncing off the low days on the Qs.
Add more. So there.
We got an inverse hammer into our actual hammer candle. That's a pretty bullish setup if it confirms it. Still got a minute left though. He was bouncing up a decent amount off the low of day. Looks like a flag setting up to me. I could be wrong, you know, I've been wrong before, but a flag at the top of resistance.
I.
Everybody have cold. Take a new hire there. Max.
Is the ARM IPO today? Colby said Mark's waiting for the ARM IPO. You can look that up. I think 1020. Thankfully, I took most of my profits on AMC at the open. Good bounce here though. This was this resistance for literally the past week, so this is a very key level to see AMC bouncing at.
Nice having battle.
Session lows here. Testing these highs from yesterday afternoon, or just yesterday in general. Big bounce off that exact area we were just watching on EMC. Very nice bounce off that.
I like that roll.
I'm gonna make a coffee. Let me set up some alerts here. All right, I'm gonna make a coffee. Hopefully this S&P keeps bouncing. If you hear something, it's probably the spaces.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, he's hanging out.
I do see.
I love it. I've seen about your algorithm. Oh, I've watched it kind of oh, you know, when you fit and now like
I have it fun person. Pretty neat. I'm like, trying to get towards a dynamic. Basically, action. There'll still be a trade that presents itself, and different from like out there that's a crossover. I don't as coefficient on a set range of probability. That's what I'm working on now.
game. Yeah, the spy bounce off. That yeah. Oh, no, wasn't a bad spot to be long scalp, you know. That low at premium there. Yeah, also yesterday's high, so I'm just personally with at the chart and having other things on here and wait for a higher probability today. I'm waiting. Yeah. I almost got to the 750, got 447. Yeah, we got close. Yesterday's high held it up. There's enough support high, so. Well, the 160 buys that took an Amazon are profitable. Now we got long data. And an ugly past few days and yeah. Oh. At the day. Ugly. Back and forth. Candles. Pretty ugly. Hey Jordan, you don't use your volume well. Now that you do. pretty good now. Yeah, that used to. I would find like files.
Alright, made my coffee. Looks like we're getting close to a VWAP test here on the SPX. Let's have some fun, alright? I know it's gotten a little bit dry. Still waiting for bigger moves to take place. Let's go look around the market. See what's going on here. Fisker, a few days closing above the 200-day moving average. Major inverse head and shoulders setting up. Mara, the new swing, trying to bounce, hold it up a couple percent. Riot's up 5% though. I mean, it's got the hidden bullish divergence. This is such a key support here. $10 on Riot. Very interesting for sure. Speaking of Mara and Riot, Bitcoin, third day in a row bouncing. Interesting. What else is going on? Carvana's up 4%. Major cup and handle on this one. I traded calls on the start of that wedge breakout, but I'm out of it. Tilray trying to swings back in profit, trying to get back above this resistance zone. CCL broke out of the wedge. Coinbase trying to make another move towards that first target of the swing. Meta's testing resistance. Google's still experimenting. I talked about this one on stream. XLM's getting close to the top of this range. AT&T gapped up. It's up 3%. Pretty big move for slow mover like AT&T. DBR, wow, look at that cup and handle breakout. All right. Looks like the S&P went higher during that. I guess I just got to look around the market more. AMC as well. Testing the supply line breakout.
Watching volume coming in on coin.
S&P breakout above VWAP. Yeah, those calls are doing. They just probably been eating them up. Down 34% on my SPX calls. Game plan is still in place though. Might not be showing in the percentage on them, but the idea is still there. Even just for conviction, it was just nice to see, like, even if I wasn't in the calls, like, just to see this theory of this bull flag playing out, which looks like we're testing a breakout of right now. Like, again, I'll reiterate this. You're in this range the whole entire week. You gap up today, and then you bull flag to potentially flip the top of the range into a support. It could be slow, it could be kind of messy short term here, but if we really get out of this area, that could set up the next leg up for the overall markets. There's room. There is room to the upside here. There's no major resistance until the 450s if we break this. It's about the larger picture to me on this one. Now again, so I have to clear this resistance. We've tested it 5 or 6 times in this week and we have not been able to break it. So like I said, every single time. I'm not sitting here every time we get up to the resistance like, oh my gosh, guys, we're going to break out. Like, no. I don't have to use hope. If it happens, great. If it doesn't, it's okay. I hope it breaks out, but probability is probability. There's a chance. We'll see if the chance happens. I will say though, yesterday and today, in general, not my best with the S&P trades. I had a really good August and start of September. This week's been a little bit rougher for the S&P trades, definitely. I mean, look at this week. This is our week of price action. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, you know? It's not the best conditions for the day trades on the overall market, especially with close expiration options. When every time you keep reversing, your theta's still eating at you. But when we get out of this little chop zone, should be back to the good old bread and butter. A large part of trading is simply when your strategy is working, profiting as much as you can, and then when it's just not working as well, protecting yourself, making sure the losses stay small, not trying to force things, having smaller position size. A large reason why I took the very small position size on this SPX trade is because I know it's been a rougher week for me, right? I know it's been a rougher week for me day trading the S&P. Why would I take a larger position size until I see my strategy starting to work nicely again? And I'm very confident it's going to start to work nicely again in the near-term future. But until I see that, I'm keeping with the small position sizes. No need to increase the risk until I'm seeing my normal strategy doing what it should do. It's just simply not right now. That's okay. There's going to be times, no matter how good your strategy is, there's going to be times where it's just not working the way you want it to. So we'll see. Hopefully that was a little bit educational though. Yeah, we're about an hour into the day. Not too far away from where we opened. We did get a decent dip. Another big test here. Let's see what happens. I'm honestly more surprised that AMC hasn't seen a bounce since the open, considering like how much volume it had in the pre-market and how much it gapped up. I'm not surprised it sold off. I'm just surprised it hasn't bounced after selling off. But yeah, this 15-minute looks bullish to me. Break out of this pattern. You're flipping this resistance from earlier in the week into a support. You already did fill this gap on the 15, but I'm looking for it to even break above this 449.25 level. I'm thinking this is the area that the SPY can go to next.
Especially when it comes to you're promoting any kind of service, whatever it is, through the marketplace on there. You beat the fees and everything that other charge, but the overall platform is big block. Like it's beautiful and a lot. It just looks more appealing, like upgrade chat or whatever. Like they've done a really great job building. I love it. 50% gain on hand.
Nice trade, man.
Yes, we're about 7.
Nice trade.
Not gonna lie, I was they're like, where you at? I'm like,
Well, Jordan and I had the privilege of having dinner with Hunter from WAP, one of the main guys running it, and he's so smart. Like all the things he was saying, man. No, I'm saying me and you had that dinner with him.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I was just saying like there's a lot of ambition behind what they're doing. I'm really a fan of it.
I know.
For real.
That dinner.
Mic check, mic check.
Sure, good.
Mic check, nice trade on Carvana.
Thank you.
Yeah, I remember when I was using Upgrade Chat and I wanted to get started with WAP. Hunter actually reached out to me. He actually had a video call while I was at work and it explained everything to me and helped getting me like set up and bring everything over to WAP. and I could just tell. I was like, this dude is he's gonna make it far. Like, I was like, in the age that most of these guys are at, I was like, they're doing this shit right. Like, it's fucking awesome. But the kind of empire they're gonna build over there with Watt.
Oh yeah.
Like, why did I think of this sooner?
Right.
Always late to the game.
No.
Did Frank ever first time joining?
No. He was here.
All right, here we go on the S&P. See what it's got.
Okay.
This is where we find out what it's made of. All right.
Damn spy's getting.
Currently down 18% on my S&P calls.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do an iron condor.
Down 15%.
Tesla new high today.
Day where I don't give.
10-point gain on ES. I'm ready.
Holy QQ. Jesus.
Wow, the QQQ just broke above this major zone. All right, the formula's starting to
There's
formulate.
no way I can long that.
Let's see.
$13 on VIX.
To be fair, it's already been a pretty solid move off the lows.
VIX is at 13.
Off the lows, we're already up a third of a percent in like 20 minutes
13. Last time we were.
without a pullback.
Look at the daily. But the more times again, the more back and tested.
Go see and having activity new highs.
Today.
That's your GE speaker at a conference now.
Then a squeeze on every time frame from the 3-minute to the 15-minute right now.
At the top of the overnight gap here.
Come on, AMC. Still got a few more
Nice
contracts.
Amazon up 15% on the new trades taken today. Oh, good.
Nice.
See if I can hit that pre-market high again.
FWBI for us to get my out.
I like this short here on IWM at 185.10, but it is above VWAP, so
High dubs.
yeah, shorted a little bit ago. Intense.
WBI going back here now.
Break the 50 moving average. Now we're just sideways.
Figure that the ETS wanted to take a
Very close to session highs on the S&P. Already at session highs on the Qs. Look at that in reset and shoulders. Also, take a look at this on the Qs. Getting this supply line breakout. Look at that. It's like a big triangle. I'm going to actually post this in the Discord.
Meta today.
wanted to be expedited. He said, yeah.
QQQ is ripping.
Next time.
M. Carl in the chat says met a new high of
Yeah,
day.
on the day. How about these moves?
Let's have some fun.
And like, and exactly, Frank, like these, I'm looking at Meta.
S&P new high of day.
I got into AMD. That's
And this is exactly what I was saying. Just like 10 minutes ago, I was like, I think this level is going to get broken. You're above it now.
I've been swinging 310s all week, saying
So the SPX, the actual index, is filling this gap, even though the SPY already did. Let's go take a look at those calls again. I am now in profit on the S&P calls. They were down 50% at one point. Look at the Qs go. Oh my gosh, the IPOs are insane.
Oh, really?
Because in general,
What's going off today?
the floor's gotten a lot quieter. But whenever there's an IPO, it's like all of the brokers go to the middle of the floor. They're screaming out numbers.
Yeah, what's the?
Fun time.
It's just ARM.
ARM.
Oh, there is another ARM now.
Yeah, that was like a 2011.
Okay.
They should reset it.
Your new high of day, UPS going for high of day.
By the way, you hit algo trend line on 5 and 10 minute time frame at 3-7 about.
CDNA, new high a day.
Good. Getting up to these pre-market highs though. Still just chilling. Definitely a nice move from yesterday's high. It hit my prices that I wanted, and that's all right.
It hit 13.02.
Apple's struggling at highs.
The risk to reward for a short here is really nice.
Yeah. Bad.
Colby, that's exactly what I was thinking. I see you in the chat, Colby. So far, a lot of things I'm saying, you have the same mindset with. I mean, come on, 4,500 SPX. I wouldn't mind it. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't mind it. Also wouldn't mind AMC finally bouncing.
Candles are
Strong. Especially on the key.
so 190, adding 30s, Carvana. Profits on if they expire tomorrow. That up and morning. I shouted out the one added to that on the out last thing out to December and January. Meta week, but I'm taking profits 5, 6 already to go. And Microsoft, oh no, they.
Oh yeah.
And Rivi got it out.
Now up 18% on the SPX calls. They were down 50% at one point.
Not raising stops yet. Tesla adding to.
There we go.
5. Not this week.
All right. This is the exact move I wanted. We're getting it right now.
Fucking trade. Great idea, but. I'm just about late.
And I just took profit, 25% profit. It was a small size. All right, so there we go, guys. Just confirming it. I just took 25% profit on the SPX calls. Usually that's not much for me. Honestly, it wasn't much for me on SPX CRDTs. But you have to understand those calls are down 50%. Typically, I would actually have just broken even when it went up to flat. Because breaking even on something that was down 50% is way better than cutting at 50%. But again, I was able to hold it when it was down 50%. Because it was a small position and the setup was still there. Alright, it was a fully riskable position and the setup was still there. That's the beauty of having smaller position sizes sometimes. Because it was a larger position size, I would have had to have stopped out and I would have missed this move even though the setup was still there. So the setup was still showing itself and I was able to turn a losing trade into a winning trade. 25% profit when I already had almost 200% profit this morning on AMC. Cannot complain. I'm almost up about $2,000 on the day right now. I was actually up $2,000 at one point, but AMC pulled back. So I still have a little bit of AMC calls. We'll see what happens, but solid morning. Patience was key. Trusting the setup was key. And I hope you guys learned a lot. There was a lot of psychological stuff taking place this morning and what I was talking about and how I traded. And that just comes with experience. So if any of you are in the free trial and you want to stick around longer to keep learning stuff like this from me and learning with me, because I'm still learning every day, go get the actual membership and stick around. Not I understand. But yeah, solid morning trading. 200% AMC, 25% on SPX, up a couple thousand. Gonna go to class and try to recover a little bit because I'm still sick. But thank you all for joining. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you. This is the last live trading of the week. We're doing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so I'll see you next week for live trading, but I'll still be in the Discord. All right, have a good one, everyone, and goodbye.